nga tufundikira olugendo lwaffe ku Lake Mburo National Park mu kitundu kyaffe kino ekisembayo, tugenda okukyalirako ennyanja eyavaako ekkuumiro ly'ebisolo lino okuyitibwa Mburo.
I'm called Mwebaze George, Community Conservation Ranger. Here where we are at the lakeside campsite, where we have a restaurant, as you will see the other side, and it is at Lake Mburo as a lake, one of the famous lake, and actually one of the lake where the national park got its name. So this is Lake Mburo. So here at this lake, there are several activities that are done. Tourist activities and even community activities. Okay. The tourist activities here, you can see the boats. Yes. There's the other Impala boat. There's another boat here. So when visitors come, they do an activity which we call boat riding. Okay. Yeah, so they enter the boat and then cruise around. I see very many animals. As you can see, there are hippos there. Yes. Yeah. So in this lake we have hippos, we have birds, different species of birds, and we have also different species of animals that come to drink water. And there are other aquatic animals also that live, like the crocodiles, yeah, the other reptiles. At the same time, I told you that there's also a community activity that takes place here. There's fishing that takes place here. And the fishing that is done here is sustainable. It is sustainable harvest of fish. There are some rules and regulations that actually allow people to keep on getting fish. We have never got a crisis of fish in this lake because of the observed rules and regulations. But all this is to benefit communities. So the communities around have some boats of which they enter there and pick fish. And then they go also make their families happy and even get a good nutrition. So this lake is very, very important. At the same time, this lake, there are other animals also that come from far. When other water points have dried, they come and also take water from here. Okay. This area you are seeing here is also a camping site. Yeah, some tourists come and they do the camping. At the same time, they get also their meals on order in the other restaurant you can see. So that's how Lake Mburo is.
It's nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Your names?
Friday Tom is my name.
And what do you work as?
I work as a coxswain raiding the boats on the Lake Mburo.
So what is this boat and where does it go to? Basically, what are your destinations?
The work that the boat does, I normally take out tourists and other visitors, normally when viewing the scenery of the lake and the wildlife on the lake.
So what is its capacity before, and what are you going to be? What number of people are you going to be taking now that the season is here for Corona?
The capacity of the boat formerly, it used to carry 46 people, 30 on the lower deck and 16 on the upper deck. But now, since this year, the pandemic, the number has been reduced. We are supposed to out of 40, we are supposed to out of 46, we are supposed to carry halfway of the number that we are carrying. That's around 23. Yeah.
So are you about to receive any other some tourists, or it's still under lockdown, the boat?
The boat had started working, but at the moment it has a mechanical fault. We are using the small boats. Yeah.
So what are some of the do's and don'ts on this boat if a tourist is out there?
When we receive tourists here, me as the operator of the boat, I move together with the guide who guide visitors on whatever we encounter in the field. So we also move with the mechanic such that when we get a problem with the boat, the mechanic rectify the situation as we are moving with the visitors. And before we put visitors on the boat, they have to clear, they have to pay at our office. Then they bring us receipts. We check all the receipts. After checking all the receipts, we make them to board. Then the guide with me gives a briefing about all what they will see. He tells them what they should not do while on the boat. Some of those things they should not do on the boat are they are not supposed to movements on when the boat is moving is prohibited. Those are some of the. Then no smoking. They have to put on life jackets before we go. Those are some of the things, the don'ts. And while we are on the boat, the guide mostly explains the wildlife and all the things we encounter. We mostly see crocodiles. He tells them about crocodiles. He tells them about this lake, how it was formed, and so many things.
However, we've heard the legend about how this Lake Mburo was created, but it came out to be called Lake Mburo. But we would want to know how geographically did it come to be?
Yeah, geographically, this lake Mburo was formed as a result of down wrapping. Down wrapping is whereby most of the rivers were moving from Lake Victoria Basin to the Congo Basin. So as they were moving, they reached some points where they encountered mountains. So they bounced back. So in the process, in the process of bouncing back, that's when they started forming small lakes. That's how this lake was formed.
How big is it?
The lake covers 10 square kilometers, but it is a very shallow lake. The deepest point is only 8 meters. This lake is mostly famous for fish, and we have about 5 species of fish which are caught in this lake. The most common fish is tilapia. We have catfish, mudfish, langfish, and hypochromines. Those are the 5 species. So most of the bird species that are hanging along the bushes and those ones moving in the water, they feed on fish. That's why they are common around here. Then we sometimes get birders from different countries. They normally come here to view the birds. So those who come for birds, they enjoy this Lake Mburo.
Okay, so I'm seeing some birds, I'm seeing some kingfishers.
Yeah.
Are kingfishers located on all water bodies?
Yeah. The most common kingfishers which we have around here, we have the pied kingfisher. That's the common kingfisher around here. There are very many. Then we have a bird like that one on the bush, black and white, very big. Yes. That one is called African fish eagle. And fish eagles are birds which can live as a couple, male and female, during the whole of their life, like the crested cranes. And if one of them has died, the one who remains does not look for another pattern.
Oh.
Yeah. So for them, they don't cheat each other. They are not like humans. Very faithful for life. So they only feed on fish. Okay. Sometimes when they get carcasses of animals which have died along the shores, they can also participate.
Okay, are they rivals with the pied kingfishers?
Sorry?
Are they rivals like the eagles, the ones you're talking about?
Yeah.
They're rivals with the pied kingfishers?
Yeah. We have other creatures like hippos, and hippos live in family groups. Okay. And a group is called a school of hippos, not a herd like in other animals. Then each school is manned by only one male hippo. If it so happens that another male from a different school joins, then there would be serious fights. They have always fought to extent of killing each other. And if one of them has died, then crocodiles get advantage of food, because hippos are too big for crocodiles to put down. They only feed on their meat when they are dead. Then we have lots of crocodiles. And crocodiles here mostly feed on fish. Sometimes when they get chances for the big crocodiles, they sometimes catch some mammals which come to drink water at the shoreline of the lake. And crocodiles breed by laying eggs. Makes a nest outside the water, and he lays 80 to 100 eggs. When the eggs hatch into young ones, the mother assists the young ones to carry them to the shoreline where they can survive. And he neglects those young ones after 3 months. But the gender of the young ones is determined by the temperatures where that crocodile has incubated. Okay. So when the temperatures are very high, like at 35 degrees centigrade, all young ones become males. When the temperatures are between 32 and 33, there is a mixture of males and females. Then at low temperatures, like at 30 degrees, all young ones become females. But they have high mortality rates in the young ones because they are neglected at an early age of 3 months. So they are mostly eaten up by the fish eagles, vultures, and some other snakes like the strangler snakes, the strangler rock pythons, and the spiting cobras.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure that the tourists who come here are secure? We are given the fact that you have crocodiles and hippopotamuses.
Yeah. Crocodiles here are very, extremely very shy.
Shy.
When they can even sense anything that is coming close to them in a kilometer distance. So when they hear the sounds of our boats, they begin running into the water. Because they're always active when the sun is hot. They bask on land to sunbathe. So when we are moving in the water, they hear the sound from a distance, then they start going back to the water. They are very shy. They have no problem. They haven't caused problems here. Then with the hippos have killed so many people in Africa, but mostly fishermen. And fishermen use small wooden canoes which don't possess motorboat engines. So they have always attacked when those fishermen confront them in their habitats, in their schools. But hippos spend much of their day in shallow waters, and fishermen just lay their nets in the middle of the lake where the hippos are not moving. That's why we don't have such a problems here.
If there is maybe an accident on the water, how do you make sure that these people survive? How do you ensure that these people are not going to drown in the water?
Now, first of all, like this new boat which we received, it has a second boat, such that when it gets problem like sucking water during the process of our movement with visitors, we lay that boat outside to create another boat to secure all the people who are on the boat. And we have it there. It's that tanker you see there. It's like a balloon. It has even food which can even if we spend 3 nights, when other boats have not come to pick us, we can stay in the water on that boat for 3 days, because there are some biscuits which we provide to everybody to prevent hunger. Yeah, we have 16 seats here, and when we are loading visitors on the boat, we first load the lower deck. When it is fully occupied, that's when we allow other visitors to come on top. But when there are very few, sometimes we bring all of them to sit up here, and the guide starts explaining to them. This is the lifesaver, an extra boat, and its capacity is the capacity of this boat. It carries 46 people who are on the boat. So when we get a problem, we just pull a rope here, and the thing opens and lays itself on the water.
So you see, it's inevitable to come to Lake Mburo National Park and don't pay a visit to the legendary Lake Mburo.
Eno ye Uganda n'ebyayi. Uganda n'ebyayi.